Well, in what might be the final summer and final competitive competition of our career, it all comes down to this at Bayern Munich. After losing our opening game of the Club World Cup due to several players from our tiny squad being injured or on international duty, we've bounced back against Mexican side Chivas, and now we face Atletico Mineiro of Brazil in a straight shootout for second place. Can we get ourselves through to the knockout phase? There's only one way to find out. Will this be a double header episode, or will it be one hell of a whimper of a finale? Yes, hello and welcome along to part 91 of the head coach with me, Daniel. We're looking to bounce back from losing a German Cup final after Bundesliga success with our tiny Bayern Munich squad. Still no sign of any director of football action, but this is all about action on the pitch. We've got everyone back apart from Rodrigo Ribeiro, and we face Brazilian side Atletico Mineiro, with the winners getting through. As it is with goal difference, I think a draw would take us through with 4 points, which isn't great when you look at how others are getting on. I didn't even check to make sure the top two did go through before. I presume it's then, a second round starting on the 18th. We can't be playing in 3 days. This is a tight schedule. We're going to be in big trouble here, I think, because even if we get through, how does the squad cope? If you're looking forward to finding out the answer to that, well, please do put a thumbs up on it. As we go through straight to the fixtures, we've played nothing off camera. There is still no news on the transfer front. Just loads and loads of coaches that are getting offers and then not coming in. And none of them are very good either, which doesn't really help. 228 million the transfer budget. The director of football is still ignoring it. Let's see what happens when we get through this final game at a group stage. There is no option but to win. If we win and Porto somehow lose against Chivas, we could yet win the group. But I don't think that's going to happen. Let's have a look at the changes we could make, because we are starting to struggle with the strength of the squad here. And as you can see, I've made a few adjustments to reflect the enormity of the game, but also to deal with some of the problems in the squad. Because if we are playing in 3 or 4 days' time, we're going to need Sibaya and we're going to need Florian Wirtz, and we're definitely going to need Dylan Sanchez. So they're all available off the bench, but we've had to give a few a rest. Wirtz just couldn't play. So in comes Jeremy Pino, Marquinhos stays there, Helson's in on the left wing, Skelly and Van Aert reunited in the middle. I'm a little bit worried about Alphonso Davies, but I've not really got options there. If we're winning comfortably later, I could move Fernandez over and bring McKendy on, but then Fernandez is struggling too, as is Korsavich. Matthias de Ligt is reunited. It's the first time we're playing our first choice centre-half partnership at the back, but de Ligt is really declining physically now. I'm not sure he's got another year of top-level football in him. For us, though, we're just worried about this summer and this competition. And this is the 11 we've gone for to try and get through the groups. It is Trubin in goal, Fernandez and Davis the fullbacks, with Korsavich and de Ligt at centre-half, Lewis Skelly and Van at the midfield too, Marquinhos and Helson out wide, and then Pino behind Hervenhov up front, with finally 5 good subs we could bring on off the bench. So let's go and get through and submit the team. And just hope. This is all that matters at the moment. Get the win no matter how you do it. And ideally, comfortably enough that you can bring people off later. Not a full bench for our Brazilian visitors. We have got their first league loaded. So I'm a bit surprised they've not got a full squad there. I say that, they've certainly got more senior players than us because our bench is filled with 6 youth players. So maybe I'm being a little bit hypercritical there. Let's get through the dressing room and ask the lads to pick up where they left off. It was a good finish against Chivas, even though we made pretty hard work of it overall. Today, though, with our best defence back, with a lot of creative players in the team, I'm hoping we can make lighter work of this. As Jeremy Pino puts the corner in, the leg goes up, goalkeeper beats him to it. Not the ideal start. The sun's shining. I think it's at 35 degrees, so I don't know about the players, but I'll be melting in the heat. There's a picture over there with me with my suit on. Ignore it, because that blazer would be off in an instant. Alphonso Davies is running down the right. Support from Marquinhos. Cuts inside. Playing against a club from his native country. As Lewis Skelly on the edge. Chance to shoot. Oh, wonderful goal. The Englishman turns up with a wonderful finish. Miles Lewis Skelly makes it 1-0 Bayern. And that is the way we needed to start this game. Not trying to unlock the door or a deep defensive line. Just a moment of brilliance and magic from distance as Thiago Fernandez brings it out for Yeremy Pino. He's got support down the line. Instead goes inside to Vanna. He can carry it forward again. We're so heavy on the left-footedness in this team. All three of our number 10s are left-footed. Both centre midfielders are left-footed as Lewis Skelly is having a field day. Good save by Morales. It's a corner. We've then got both fullbacks are left-footed as well. Not sure about the keeper, but that's 7 outfield players that are left-footed there. As the ball comes back to Marquinhos on the right, he lets it run for a throw. Been a really positive start. Definitely our best start of the tournament so far. Can we get some Chivas magic as well? Because I'd presume, finishing in second, we might get a tougher draw. 15 gone, we're dominating the game. But again, it's only 1, and that might not be enough. As Yeremy Pino's on the corner, Helson's there. Away to Korsavic, back to Vanna. Hits the woodwork, rattles it. Smashed from the edge of the box. Fernandez recycles, but it peters out. And it stays 1-0 with a quarter gone. But it's been a really good performance. Let's praise the boys because they're doing well. I just need them to build on it. I love to get 3 or 4 up. Get 4 or 5 of these players a rest early. As Korsavic finds Helson. Support from Marquinhos. Option out wide. Overlapping. Fernandez trying to go. But Marquinhos is there. Finds Pino. Wide to Fernandez now. No one wants a right-footed touch. Pino to Vanna. Wide to Fernandez. Lovely ball outside of the left foot. Marquinhos beats his man. Cross is blocked and it's away as far as Fernandez. He carries it inside with plenty of space. Goes for the shot. It's a pretty tame effort in the end. Bit of a tiddler. Daisy cutter back to the keeper. And it stays 1-0. We're dominating. But where is that ruthless edge? The corner's headed away as far as Yeremy Pino. If only we played like this against Chivas, we would have won by about 10. As Marquinhos goes back to Fernandez. Chance to pass inside again. Goes all the way back to the legs. Not sure that was the best option. It's wide to Fernandez again and Marquinhos. And Yeremy Pino. Lovely curling effort into the corner. Bent it round the man. Goalkeeper late to see it. And he couldn't get there anyway. Perfectly placed into the side netting. And Yeremy Pino, after a 2-game rest, is back and in form. It's 2-0 to Bayern Munich. This has been a proper performance as Fernandez has got it on the right. Throw inside to Marquinhos, who's been brilliant again. Fernandez cutting in. Good cross towards Helson. Off the woodwork. How many times are we going to miss narrowly? We deserve to be more than 2 up here, and I'm hoping we'll be able to do it soon because a third, then we can look at resting those fullbacks and just trying to keep things fresh as Lewis Skelly cuts inside. Great run. Chance to shoot. Lovely footwork. Tipped over by Morales. Good effort on his weaker foot. But the goalkeeper was equal to it. Just couldn't bend it towards a corner. As Yeremy Pino cutting in from the left with the corner. Headed away as far as the edge of the box. And Marquinhos will get there on the right. Inside to the legs. Marquinhos is running again. Open space for Fernandez out wide. He goes back to the legs. And Fernandez. Can we find the cross? We can. Cleared away as far as Paul Vanna. Fernandez finds Marquinhos. This is unbelievable. Probably the best performance I've seen from this side. The most dominant for sure as Skelly. In he goes. 1-on-1. Lewis Skelly. Good save. Fernandez on the rebound blocked. Oh, it's relentless pressure. They can't get out their own half. It's another corner with Marquinhos. And De Ligt is up at the back stick, but he can't win it. Yeremy Pino with another chance to the byline. Chance to cross. Up there is Marquinhos unmarked. Brings it down on his left. Cuts inside. And switches it again to De Ligt, who's on the left wing. He cuts in. On the edge of the box. Tries to find Fernandez. Just camped on the edge of their box. Korsavic hits the post as well. Oh, 3 strikes off the woodwork. The only question I have at the break is, how is this only 2-0? And also, where was this performance in a German Cup final? Because, geez, we would have won about 6 if we'd had that. We're going to give it to the hour mark. Hopefully we get a third. And then we can make subs as Marquinhos in. Fernandez up. Oh, wide from Korsavic. Really good opportunity there as Porto double their lead against Chivas. We're not going to be winning the group. So it's a case of 1 more goal and then rest people. As Luan carries it into the centre circle. Nicked by Vanna. Referee trying to get in his way. A little bit of bribing going on there, is there? Marquinhos beats 2. Gets into the box. There's options in the middle. Cuts back on his left. Pino's in. 3-0. Game over. Let's get the subs on. We know where the fatigue is at the back. We've got 3 changes that need to be made. We're going to go for Altrock in place of Korsavic. Fernandez off for McKendy. Now we're on for Davis. Then out of Miles Skelly and Vanna, we could probably do with taking one off. Miles Skelly is probably the most important. Do I even bring Sabaya on here? Not sure we need to bring on a senior player, but I'm going to just for security. Paul Vanna will switch sides. And then moving forward, I think arguably Pino could do with the 90 minutes. So Marquinhos will come off. We're going to bring on Justin DL and put Pino to the right. And then DL will be the number 10. Sanchez gets a full 90s rest, as does Florian Wirtz. And that could be crucial for next week and the next round as well. 3-0 with an hour on the clock. And this has been, well, vintage Bayern Munich. A really good performance. We're back with a quarter of the game to go. We've got a throw on the left-hand side. It's worked well back to Helson. And now Sabaya, he's cold one in as well. Helson gets the assist. Sabaya scores a beautiful goal. 4-0, happy days, great performance. The confidence is building. And some players are sitting there getting a rest just applauding, which is what we want to see. 15 to go. This scoreline does not flatter us in the slightest. It's been our best performance of this tournament and for a long time generally. Now we can look forward to who we're facing in a round of 16. And if we play like this, we're going to be a game for anyone. 3 minutes of stoppage time. We win it well. Now who have we got in the next round? Please avoid the big European sides and the best couple of Saudi teams. That's all I want. Give me a little bit of luck. Oh, why did you have to do this to me? Why did you have to do this? The Liverpool side that beat us 4-1 in a Champions League to knock us out are now facing us in the last 32. And now facing us in the last 16 of the Club World Cup. If we win it, we face either Manchester City or our old side Marseille. And last winners of this competition were Leipzig. It's a German competition. I'm pretty sure this might be the end of our run though. It could be the final game we manage in this career. So let's just see who we can get out. And when is it actually? It's on the 18th. It's only 3 days after our last group game. When did Liverpool play their last group match? They played it on the 15th as well. So both only 3 days rest. I've just seen the 2 names that scored against PSG for them. Jawara and Joyce, the 2 that taunted us in that match. This is going to be a bloodbath. Back in a minute to see if everyone's fit. Well, fitness test time, but I'm more worried about who we might lose during this tournament because both Alphonso Davies and Dylan Sanchez have had offers for rejected by the director of football. The Sanchez won 70 million. The Davies won about 35, which for a 32-year-old who's been injured half of the year does seem a little bit soft. But, you know, we'll see what happens. I'm not going to complain about players not being sold now when we've got hardly anyone at the club. Let's see how we get on in this one. It's going to be a tough game. It's a last chance for us. City have beaten our old club Marseille. We'll be facing them if we get through. So it ain't going to be an easy route to the final, is it? Let's see who Liverpool put out. I'll be happy if they start Nunes over Joyce, let me tell you that. Elliot Soberside are going for a bit more experience there. Silva and Alexander-Arnold. Jarawa on the left is just, he's too good, isn't he? He ran the show in that Champions League game. And at 25, he's an absolute superstar. Let's see who we can put out because changes are being recommended. And I think we can see why. The fitness is becoming a big concern. Pino is, I think, fit enough still. Helson is out for Sanchez. We know that anyway. Hervenhoff's had a crap tournament, but DL's been poor too. I think we're going to go for him, though, just on the match load front. Vanna drops out for Sibaya. That's planned. But then what wasn't planned is the league not making it either. I'm going to have to play him from the start because, look, we've just not got a good enough backup squad. But that's what we're going to go for. It means on the bench, we've got a fairly happy Florian Wirtz. We've got Hervenhoff. Ultrock can come on. But there's just not enough quality overall. It's a struggle inside. The changes see DL come in, Sanchez come in, and Sabaya come in. The back 5 stays the same, but how long will they last? If we can produce that Atletico Mineiro performance again, I'll be a very happy man, but I just don't see it coming. Didier Deschamps has made 5 changes. He does drop out Joyce and Ben Doak, the skipper. Thuram's out of the side as well. They've got such a good squad, though, and such a big squad. Something that we haven't got the luxury of. Because if we had 20 good senior players, if we had the squad that Bayern had when we got here, we could have rotated 7 or 8 and still put out this team today. The Suma has got a throw on the left for Liverpool. We're going to push them. We're going to be aggressive. If we're going down, we're going in style. As Ishii goes back to his centre-half, Antonio Silva. Hincapié got that goal in the first leg of the Champions League tie, which we did win at home. And Gerrard, the danger man, with a ball across goal. Ishii finds Elliott. Do not concede this early, please. Alexander-Arnold, inverted, finds Antonio Silva. DL manages to nick it, releases Dylan Sanchez and Alphonso Davies. Not got 90 in him, but he's fit for now. Finds Sanchez, men in the middle. Dylan Sanchez might not need them. Back to DL off the keeper. Team selection decisions have worked. The two men that come in have combined. Sanchez probably shouldn't have shot from that angle, but it's back to the edge to DL, who does really well with it. And he keeps it down. He puts it in the net. And we lead 1-0 against Liverpool, which could be huge, as Davis has a throw on the left to Miles Skelly. Why have we zoomed out so much? Here's Davis to Zabaya. Lewis Skelly to Sanchez. Back to Zabaya. Brilliant football, but nicked on the 6-yard line. And now Gerrard was on the counter. No one can keep up with him. He's just taken the ball half the length of the pitch. Harvey Elliott gets it on the right. Davis blocks the first cross. And he wins it again. Superb from Alphonso Davies. Sanchez finds Pino. It's end-to-end stuff. It's a basketball match. Pino gets to the byline on the left. Goes back to Sanchez again. He's in one-on-one. What a move! And a great save by Slanina. Should have been 2-0. Can we afford to let chances like that go begging? I'm not sure we can. Into the box it goes. The leg is up. Headed away on the right. Stays 1-0. It should have been 2. With 20 gone, will we live to regret that? We might well do, you know, because we're back with Dominic Szoboszlai in a very dangerous position for a free kick. And Trubin has made an absolutely fabulous save. Tips it over for a corner, which will be outswung from the left by Harvey Elliott. There are plenty of big boys in the box there for Liverpool. Is that where Nunes comes into his own? It's not. Gerrard gets it back in, though. Away by Korsavic, only as far as Alexander-Arnold. And he cuts in from the right. But at the moment, we're holding strong. Let's praise the lads for this performance because they've been fantastic so far. But it's only one and we've had enough chances to get this game to bed as Sanchez crosses towards Marquinhos. Headed away as far as Fernandez, who's on a booking. The man who we desperately missed against Jawara last time. Is he going to cost him a red card here? Fernandez finds De Ligt. Inside to Sabaya, who's also on a yellow. And Lewis Skelly. Not as much of an impact today. DL just randomly turned and shot from 40 yards. Tip wide at a post. It's a brilliant response from the keeper. There's no way he would have saw that shot coming. Sanchez puts it into the front post. Silva away as far as Jeremy Pino. He gets towards the byline. Elliott intercepts it. And Liverpool get it away. But DL's on another free kick. Shoots just over. Probably an angle you wanted to cross from there. It was over 30 yards. I'm not going to complain about this performance. It's been very strong so far. What is the effect if we get through, though? Who on earth survives for the City match? Because the fitness is going to be on the floor. And unlike these sides, we can't rotate 6 or 7. We've got the lads on board. We've told them not to get complacent. But some of the star performers in this tournament are just starting to struggle. De Ligt has got nothing left. Marquinhos is really struggling. I think it's time for a couple of subs already. We're going to go Marquinhos off, Pino to the right. Florian Wirtz on as the number 10. I know he's not that fit, but I'm going to bring Paul Vanner on for the Book Sabaya. Just be careful with those two. Fernandez and De Ligt have probably got to come off, but I'm just scared to do it this early. A bit surprised Sanchez has only got a 6.6. He's had a really decent game. But now it's a 6.4, so we might have to rest him as well, as we've got a free kick into the box. A second goal, and I'd feel a bit more confident about changing the defence as Davis goes wide to Fernandez. Finds Paul Vanner the sub, and now De Ligt. Has options inside. Korsavic is there, and plays into Vanner again. Who wants to get on that through ball? They're all trying to find a run in behind. Jeremy Pino, another who's struggling. The man who eventually picks it up to De Ligt. Into Jeremy Pino. Back to Vanner, wide to Fernandez. Inside to Pino. Fernandez again. We're not going anywhere. We're just keeping the ball for the sake of it. Vanner in the end does look for a through ball. Finds Lewis Skelly. And we've lost it on the edge of the box, though. Pino wins it back for Florian Wirtz. The sub's fresh. He gets in. What a goal! Florian Wirtz with his 20th of the season. That is huge. That's a big moment. Now we're going to have to start resting people. De Ligt is going to come off for Altrock. We're going to bring Helson on for Dylan Sanchez. And I'm going to leave the last one 5 more. Korsavic is 1 yellow from a suspension. Fernandes is problematic because at right back, I've not really got a sub. I can only bring on Noah, who Jawara taunted last time. Or I can bring on McKendy, who can't defend but is physically more mobile. As Harvey Elliott gets in, deficit might have been half there. Trubin does really well. We also had the recommendation that Davis only played 75 minutes. Pino's knackered too. I don't really know what to do, especially now it's 2-1. That does not help us at all. I mean, I'm working on the premise that Fernandes might get himself into a position where he gets 2 bookings, and if we get there, miss the semis. But I'm going to take Pino off for McKendy. I want fresh legs going forward. In fact, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to move Wirtz to the right. I'm going to put DL number 10. I'm going to put Hervenhov up front. Let's keep as much strength in this team as possible. Fresh legs up front, a good finisher. Might be just what we need at the moment. Let's keep praising the lads. They're playing well, but we tend to go. Liverpool are on top. Do not pass that right. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Good save, Trubin. Cleared away last ditch by Hervenhov. I think it's time that we adjust our shape a little now. We're going to drop to a balanced mentality. I'm not going to go crazy changing much, but I think we need to be a little bit more sensible here. We're going to go wing-backs onto a defensive duty in Fernandes and Davis. More to protect them than anything. Helson onto a support duty. In possession, we're going to time waste all the time. We're going to bring the tempo down a tad. Don't really want to play for set pieces because we've not made them count that much. We're going to slow the pace down when we get it in goal and out of possession. I'm going to drop the line of engagement rather than the defensive line just to make the pitch a bit more compact when they've got the ball. But will it work? Because Liverpool have got a corner kick, and if they score, we're in big trouble. Into the box it goes, half away. Back down for Grigio. Oh, Trubin, you've got to save that. Not now. Instantly after the changes, and we might as well just go back to normal now because there's no point trying to hold on to a draw. If we're going to go out, let's go in style. We knew this was going to happen. We knew that if anything was going to happen in this game, we were going to run out of steam. And it's proven that way as well. It's just so frustrating. It goes against all my instincts that we can't attack. And we can't keep pace for the full game because we've got this pathetic tiny squad. It's trying to play every 3 days and we've got 15 senior players. It just doesn't work. We're into stoppage time. I mean, if this goes to extra time rather than straight to penalties, we're done. Although they've given it away from a goal kick. Hervenhov finds Helson. Come on. We cannot afford to go to extra time because then it'll be pointless getting through. Helson into Wirtz, loses out. As far as Fernandes, who's out on his feet, but almost scores. It's tipped over. Out for a corner kick. Come on, boys. You've got it in you. Paul Vanner will take it. This could be very special. I don't know why you're time wasting. Because if this goes to extra time, there's only one team winning it. Vanner in. Fernandes up. Away as far as Joyce. Flicks on as far as Hervenhov. And it has gone to extra time. How on earth are we supposed to do 30 more minutes? I think we do get one more sub, don't we? Which it's got to be Fernandes. It just has to be. He's on a booking. He's shattered. I'll go for McKendy back there. My God, this is going to be an absolutely painful half an hour. We've had the better expected goals. We've had the better chances. But Liverpool have been clinical. When they've had shots, they've hit the target. And they've come back into this game as extra time, as it so often does, is passing without much incident. Both sides just want it to end. It's not going particularly well, is it? We're on the attack again now. Fernandes has nicked it and he breaks away. I wonder if that's our Bournemouth Fernandes because he was linked with them. Laurent gets away down the left. There's an option in the middle. The airport's going mad again. Joyce is in. Hits the post and it's away as far as the edge of the box to Elliott. Deflects behind for a corner. I've got to go and check now. Is that Federico Fernandes? Oh, Facundo Fernandes. That's the man, isn't it? It is. The one from Bournemouth. He was a superstar for us when we were there. So we have been reunited with him. I can't believe I didn't notice that. Maybe because I didn't remember what his name was. I don't know. 9 minutes of extra time to go. And now we've come this far. Penalties is our best chance. But we saw in the German Cup final, when we can see late equalisers and go for extra time, we're not normally great in a penalty shootout. We've probably lost a lot of our best takers as well. I'm just looking down there. Marquinhos, he would have taken one. Dylan Sanchez would have taken one. Bet Pino would as well, as it's a corner in. Paul Vanna back to Hervenhoff. Last chance. McKendy! Oh, just wide. Well, we are into one added minute here. And this is the final chance. Verts, make sure you get it right. Take as long as you need. It would be the perfect time to score. Verts puts the free kick in. Silver heads away. Nobody near it. McKendy, the freshest legs on the pitch, but certainly not the best. Just goes on a run down the right. Puts in a decent cross. Hervenhoff's up. Headed away by Thuram. Now Elliott can break away for Liverpool. Finds George into the midfield. Well nicked by Korsavich. Wide to Davis. I mean, whoever gets through here is getting battered by City, aren't they? What? You've not stopped the game there. You have not blown the final whistle there. Corruption. I'm done. That is corruption. We're in behind. And you've blown the final whistle. That is disgusting. Korsavich, DL, Florian Wirtz, Trubin and Vanna are our 5 penalty takers. Alphonso Davis is there as well. We're also going to go Miles Skelly, McKendy, Helson. I'm going to put Hervenhoff actually above both McKendy and Helson. And then Altrock is there if need be, looking nervous at the back. Relax, pick your spot, don't change your mind. The last penalty shootout, we lost the cup final to Bayer Leverkusen. And again, it was after a late equaliser. Harvey Elliott steps up. First one's in. Trubin has never looked like saving penalties in a shootout, has he? Will he get to take his 5th penalty this time? Korsavich, best taker at the club, the centre-half. Not this time. It's saved. I'm going to have to go and check who missed last time, aren't I? Just see if there's any multiple offenders. And we've not got any great takers on the pitch. As Antonio Silva. Trubin gets nowhere near it. It's painting a familiar pattern, isn't it? Justin DL, fresh legs off the bench. You shouldn't be missing. You're in form as well. DL steps up in the top corner. Emphatic penalty. But the writing's already on the wall. Callum Joyce, you wouldn't expect him to miss. I wouldn't expect Trubin to even dive the right way at the minute. Joyce goes up. Trubin does go the right way, but it slides under his arm. Just does not look like saving a penalty as Florian Wirtz up against the goalkeeper. Saved by Slanina, and there it is. 3-1 after 3 penalties. We're not coming back from this. We need to score 2 and save 2. But this Bayern side is not made for shootouts. And unfortunately, the squad size is not made for holding on to a lead against top sides. We've gone closer against Liverpool this time, but we will be out. And this could be the last game of our career. Trubin again a mile off. Don't know why he was celebrating after that. We lose on penalties. It's heartbreak against Liverpool. We say unlucky, but in truth, I'm gutted we've thrown that away. Let's go through and look at the end of season stuff because it's been a very good year. We're a bit worried about the fact that we've got players getting offers already. And unfortunately, despite the small reputation boost and regaining the Bundesliga title, there are a couple of missed opportunities there. So this is the plan for the rest of this save. What we're going to do for the next episode is do our 10-year bookmark. We're going to have a look at our career, the clubs we've managed in the past, and how the footballing world's getting on. We can then compare it to the 10-year bookmark in the Southend save as well. After that, we will be back on Monday at the start of the next season with Bayern, because what I want to do is see whether the director of football actually signs anyone this summer, or whether the glitch, the bug continues, and we just end up with no senior squad. And then after that, if it's gone back to normal, we'll carry on playing. If not, we're going to end the head coach save and go into experiment mode where we'll do a little experiment over a few Sundays to see how different scenarios play out with this transfer director of football glitch. And then in the normal head coach slot, we'll move on to the alternate head coach save that we promised a few months ago. The point at which we left Japan, where we were left with 2 very compelling options for different reasons. We took the realistic one as per the saves rules, but there was one that I really wanted to do. So we'll go back to that point where we left Japan and go over to Willem 2, which was the other job offer. So it could be a very big and final week in this head coach save. We'll find out in the next few days. But if you did enjoy this one, heartbreak in the Club World Cup after heartbreak in the German Cup final. German side's good on penalties, not Bayern Munich though. We do win the Bundesliga. We've got something to show for our season. But frustration and glitches and director of football chaos is very much the summary of our first year in Germany. We'll be back next time for our 10-year review before finding out whether there'll be a second year here or will it be back to the alternate head coach save. If you did enjoy this, please chuck a thumbs up on it. If you want to stay up to date and find out what happens the next few episodes, then do subscribe and turn that notification bell on. We'll be back tomorrow with Southend United. If you didn't see yesterday's episode, my word, was there drama and excitement in that. You can find it up in the eye above. There's also links there to the Twitch channel for regular live streams and the football podcast, where we've got a week full of content, predictions for all of the EFL playoffs, the final weekend of the championship season, the National League promotion final, and the Premier League as well. Come and get involved in the comments, show off your football knowledge, and I'll see you back here in a couple of days' time for the 10-year bookmark in this head coach universe before finding out whether we're going to continue with Bayern Munich.